Namo
Namo
tassa bhagavato
Bhagavato
arahato
Arahato
sama sambuddhassa.
Sambuddhassa.
Okay, after opening our talk show, So as a firstly, I would like to request all of the participants, please let me be a moderator for the tonight. So I would like to introduce our speaker for tonight. So the speaker for tonight is his name is Venerable Sundaralankara. He was born in Yeu Township, Sakai Division. He he became as a noble monastic life the 2003. So and then he was ordained. He became a higher ordination to 2011. So as a from the monastic education, he passed the significant examination, monastic examination. He got the Alingara, some nature degree as a novice, and he has the Dhammasriya degree as a Buddhist monk. And then he pursued the modern education and university life. So he got the BA degree from the Sidaku University in Mandalay, and then he graduated the MA degree there in Buddhist study from the Sri Lanka Britannia University. And then he pursued and continued again uh, MA, deg- MA degree in Buddhist counseling, the university from the University of Hong Kong. So now he's currently live in the Indonesia during his daily monastic duty. And also sometimes he appear as the founder, as a organizer of the Pali Talk show on the online platform. So I believe that our speaker will be the scholar in his study. So that's why for tonight, she will listen his topic. She will listen his topic. So that's why hello, Benderal. I would like to warmly invite you to speak for tonight. So we are here to eagerly listen to your topic. Please be free to speak for tonight.
Thank you, Banivadeka. Let me share my screen. Can I accept the code? Uh, host? Okay. I cannot share my screen here.
No, you can.
Okay. Okay, man. Hmm. So, can you see my screen?
No, we can see here.
Okay, good evening, respected Sangha, Sally, and Lady Bodies. I'm Sundaralankara. It's a great pleasure to see you all together here. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving me a chance to work with you. Thank you very much. Um, Today, I would like to share, reflect together with you. The title is The Heart Cooled by Compassion, from suffering to wise respond. Sometimes in Buddhism, the heart symbolize our mind. So sometimes our mind feels the hot. Our heart feel hot because of its burning with the fire, like such as hatred, anger, etc. So today the topic is about how our heart can become cool again. So I think today we most of us are monastic members. So I think this topic is very familiar with us. Today we will reflect what compassion is and how to understand suffering and how to respond in wise way. Okay, so let me add a simple questions. Okay, what is compassion? So, people, we go deeper. Let's begin with the short quiz. I would like you to choose the answer, multiple choice. Just only reflect what we have already known. It doesn't matter right or wrong. Just only choose what you want. So the first question is, sincere wish for every sentient being to be happy is called A. Metta, B. Karuna, C. Mudita, D. Ubekha. What is your answer? A,
A.
B, C, or D?
For me, A.
Okay, the answer is A. Yes, right. So the next question, blank is explain as a trembling or softening of the heart when seeing the suffering of others. The answer is Karuna.
B.
Okay, the next questions. Yes, the next questions.
Cannot hear.
I guess his outro connection.
Mm. Disconnect. Come back.
Yeah. It's a disconnection, auto connection. You will come back.
And unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear. Now we can
Okay,
hear you.
please choose the questions. Okay, the answer is caring for yourself is not selfish. Okay, the next question, true or false? Please choose true or false. Recognition other sufferings and intention to earn such as suffering is called compassion. The answer is true.
True.
I think my internet is unstable.
True.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
clearly?
sure. Sure, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
we can hear you,
okay,
but
okay, okay.
sometimes you disconnection.
Yes, no, I use the Wi-Fi, so that's why, and then sometimes
Oh.
Wi-Fi not unstable.
Mhm.
Okay, the
I
next
see.
question is combustion can be cultivated together with mindfulness. The answer is true. The next questions were family members and close friends. Is it true or false? Let's check the answer. The answer is false. Compassion should
False.
first develop to ourselves. Okay, the last question.
Mhm.
Okay, mental suffering cannot be avoided when we experience physical pain. Is this true or false?
True.
Okay, the answer is false.
False.
Okay, so
Because
let
you
me
can avoid it.
continue. Yeah, how compassion is explained in the Theravada commentary traditions. So according to Atasalini and Visuddhimagga, compassion is explained as a trembling, shaking, or moving, or softening of our heart. When we see the suffering of other, our heart is moving, a little move, together with the sincere wish to remove that suffering. I think this definition is very beautiful and meaningful. So, according to this definition, there are two aspects of compassion, two patterns of compassion. So, to develop compassion, um, we need to recognize other sufferings. Sometimes we look down upon other sufferings. We underestimate other suffering, like, oh, your suffering is just smaller than mine. It's the less serious, not serious. Your suffering like that. We underestimate other suffering. We minimize other suffering. So we should recognize the suffering first, and we should have the sincere wish to remove or to relieve the suffering. So, okay, so how? Oh, okay, sorry. So, what is the procedures? According to Vimodimagga or Visuddhimagga, so if you want to practice compassion meditation, you need to go to the quiet place, sit down and concentrate, and recollect someone is suffering, and you have to recognize, you have to consider, oh, this being is suffering. This is the recognition of the suffering. And how can I help him or her to free from the suffering like that? So, and we should cultivate compassion step by step. Here, we should cultivate compassion first ourselves, and then we should extend our compassion to the person who has benefited us and who we respect the most. And then we should send our compassion to the dear person, neutral person, and enemy like that, step by step. These are the from sorry, from the Vimodimagga and Visuddhimagga. So please look up the picture. When you look at the picture, what do you notice? What do you notice?
Mental illness.
Depression.
Depressions. Okay.
Stress.
So
Too much
stress,
stress.
Painful.
too much stretch, painful. Okay, thank you for answer, Monday. So the next question, can you see any kind of suffering that you have personally experienced? And if one of that was sitting beside you, what would you like to say? In the picture, one of
Hey.
them was sitting beside you.
No.
Instead of
What would you like?
speak
Hey, relax.
something,
Don't worry.
instead of speak something, I will listen to them. I think so.
Okay, Bandi. Thank you for answer. Okay, Bandi. So let me continue. So now I would like to invite you to reflect the most stressful incident or event that you experienced recently, the most incident you worry about. Please reply. You don't need to tell me, and you don't need to tell anyone. Just only reply one incident. Don't worry, don't worry. You don't need to tell me. Just only reply. Okay, Wendy. So I would like to ask you a simple question. Did you handle it properly? Did you handle the incident in the skillfully? If you say yes, I will ask you another question. Okay, how could you handle it? Just only reflect. You don't need to tell me. Just only reflect on it. Just only reflection. So, if you say no, you didn't handle in a proper way. So let me ask another question. What is the problem? What is the difficulty? Just only reflect. And I'd like to add another question. Do you wish to handle? Do you wish the suffering in a more skillful way? Do you really wish? And are you willing to change your habits and habitual tendency? Okay, let's observe the sufferings. According to the Sanla Sutta and Sanlaga Sutta, there are two sutta. According to these suttas, the Buddha taught that there are two kinds of sufferings. Physical suffering, mental suffering, as you already know, and then so we suffer such as birth, aging, sickness, death. From the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, there are eight kinds of suffering. These are physical sufferings. So the physical sufferings are unavoidable. We cannot avoid it. These are called the first arrow, the first dot. So when we experience the physical pain or unavoidable events, such as we lose someone we love, we separate someone we love. So when we experience this incident, we react immediately because we don't understand. This is the first arrow. We don't understand. We don't accept the first arrow. So we react immediately. But the mental psychological sufferings can be avoided. This is optional. Here is not to deny the suffering, not to reject the suffering, to avoid the mental suffering, to how can I say, to avoid the the unnecessary suffering. So, okay, so now we are talking about the compassion, suffering a lot. So I would like to ask you the deeper questions. Are you really compassionate toward yourself? Why I ask the question? Because when we see the sufferings of others, we feel compassion, deep compassion for others. We can recognize other sufferings. But when we are suffering ourselves, we become harsh. So have you blamed yourself? Have you judged? Have you criticized yourself? If you say yes, you are not truly compassionate toward yourself. So just check with this question. Have you recognized your sufferings? And did you find the way to end it? So, like I said earlier, there are two factors of compassion. Recognition of sufferings, and sincere wish to remove the suffering. So if you don't recognize your suffering, you are not truly compassionate toward yourself. So, okay, so how should we respond? So let me invite you to imagine the supermarket. In the supermarket, like a Lotus or something, you are choosing items. You are picking out some items what you want. So after choosing, what must you do? What must you do after choosing? So let me continue because of time limitation. I don't want to waste time. So just only let me continue. Okay. So we must register every item. We must register every item at the counter, register counter. Second, each item one by one. Is it correct? Bandit, is it correct?
Most important thing is we must pay the bill for that.
Yes. Second, unpaid.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. if you refuse to register, if you don't pay for it, what happens? If you don't register items and you try to go outside, what happens? What will happen?
You will hear the
Surely
alarm sound.
the alarm song. Yeah. Song. The alarm will sound, and security will stop you, and there will be trouble. So, in the same way, our feeling, our emotion, our thoughts, the items in the supermarket or life of supermarket, in this life of supermarket. So every time sadness arises, register it like a scanning team. Oh, this is sadness team, register it. Whenever anger arises, team, scan it. Every time fear, jealousy, every feelings arise at the time, register it. Ting. So if you refuse to register your feeling, what happens? So inside you, the alarm will go off, will make a noise. Even though you hear or not, the alarm will sound inside you. And one day, it will create bigger suffering. For example, if you ignore, if you neglect your anger or loneliness like that, so one day it will explode, explosions of anger like that, like a boom. Some people will feel the deepness, feel depression or a deep loneliness. These are because you reject to register, you neglect, you ignore, you suppress your feelings. So the main teaching here is we should cultivate compassion, beginning with ourselves, and feeling pain, sufferings does not make you a weak. Sometimes, we are labeling ourselves. I am a monk. I shouldn't feel sad. I shouldn't feel angry. I'm a monk. So I'm a monk. You think and saying I'm a monk, I'm a Siali, I'm a Spotic. These are labeling yourself. So we don't need to label because suffering is subjective, not objective. Suffering, every person is experience suffering. So you don't need to see suffering from the objective opinion, objective perspective. So true strength is the courage to look at your own suffering with compassion. Okay, so this is the simile or the supermarket metaphor, supermarket simile. So actually, this teaching is from Mahasripatthana Sutta. According to Mahasripatthana Sutta, we should establish the mindfulness of feeling. Here we can see whenever you feel pleasant or unpleasant, painful, neutral feeling in your body or mind, be aware. Be aware. I experience a feeling of pain like that. Just only be aware. No, notice simply. You don't need to add the story, add the I shouldn't, I must, like that. These are story. You don't need to add. Just only recognize your feeling. So, and then you can contemplate the feeling inwardly, outwardly, like that. You if you know the nature or arising season of feelings, so you will become independent and you won't and cling to anything in the world. This is the teaching of the Buddha from Mahasripatana Sutta. So here, the key teaching is we should learn to distinguish the source of feeling. So it's me, um, is the suffering from our body or our mind. We should distinguish. And matter is pause, register, free, respond. So first, we wish when we experience some suffering, just stop for a moment and register. Oh, this is sadhana, ting. Oh, this is anger, ting. Like that. We should register. We should recognize. We should notice simply, and then feel it without judgment, without adding any labeling, without adding, how can I say, uh, oh, I feel because because I have no friends, like that. These are adding story. You don't need to add any story. Just feel it without judging, and then respond wisely. So this is how we move from burning half to cool half. So let me conclude my talk with the three sentences. I see you, I register you, you're welcome. Whenever you feel suffering, whenever you are suffering, just say yes. Oh, I see you. I register you. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for kind attention. So may you have a compassion.
Okay, thank you very much, our speaker, Venerable Sundara. Your topic is very interesting because of this different our traditional knowledge. So actually, mostly we understand the compassion, yeah, trembling, but compassion, seeing other. Mostly we are, we have the knowledge like this, compassions toward other. So that's differently. Tonight you share is compassion toward ourselves. Yeah, this is a very unique point for tonight, and you talk about the suffering and compassion, how to respond, our suffering by compassion. I like your model, the FR model. P pause for a moment, R register, and have free fully your suffering, and the less respond wisely. So this is I think your own model of the response to our suffering, PRFR. So But and then I like this is a very interesting part, and the last message of your topic. I see you. I register you, and you're welcome. Yeah. So I think this new knowledge for tonight is compassion toward ourselves. Sometimes we forget ourselves. So that's why very we should thanks to you very much because you remind us compassion must cultivate toward ourselves firstly. So thank you very much. So I would like to invite all of the participants. If you have any question to the speaker, you can ask as you like, as you think. So I think, yeah, you can ask. All are welcome.
Sundaralankara, sir. My name is Siavla, sir. Now I stay in the Downji, Shanti Buri University. So actually, that's not my question. So my understanding, because we are Theravada, so we understand to cultivate the full Brahmavihara, loving kindness, or compassion or something. So we have the aura. We have the aura. We have to cultivate by oneself. Then we have to cultivate other person who are below one, like our friends, our feeling, or something like that. So that is our understanding also according our tradition or also our documentary. So what I experience is sometimes we are very difficult to cultivate, to start to cultivate ourselves, loving kindness or compassion. Be the full Vihara. But so at this stage uh, do we need to cultivate? Can we cultivate our past to other? Because I think that's not a real aura. So sometimes our mind change everything. Sometimes we are very comfortable to cultivate for other loving kindness conversion. Sometimes we are very suitable or very reliable to cultivate ourselves loving kindness. So that is I want to know about your opinion. That's my first question. My second question is also this year I had the experience about the Buddhist counseling. So because I listened the YouTube from the HSK, your university, and this that's YouTube is uploaded for maybe 3 4 years ago. Because of that teacher is the professor is explain about the Buddhist counselings are based on the Gita Gautami story. Gita Gautami story. Because the Buddha is don't try to control or to get the medicine directly. The Buddha trying to understand what happened to the Gita Gautami. Uh, there is how the Buddhist counselings or he explained like that dealing with this question is we are ordinary people. We are not Buddhists or we are not Arandas or we are not Sabana or Sakadagami. So what is the limitation of these are Buddhist counseling answer? So and this the real situation is different from the text, also different from the story, body story. So, and this you have many experience dealing with the body counseling. What is your difficulty to cure, to remove other sorrows or other stress or something like that? So that is my second question. Pandi Saralingana, thank you.
Thank you, University. Yeah. So let me summarize your question. The first question is, can we develop a compassion to other first? Actually, according to the text, not. I think from Maya Natas, they don't have any instruction. We practice combustion. Firstly, we need to stimulate combustion. Stimulate combustion means you have to how can I say reflect the combustion you have received from other first. Like when I was in trouble, when I was suffering, my friends help me a lot, like that. Stimulate compassion and feel gratitude. At the time, you feel gratitude. Oh, when I was suffering, I received compassion from others, and then feel gratitude first. Stimulate your and they reflect the compassion you have given to others. Like, oh, someone is suffering at the time, I had her, I had him, like that. So stimulate compassion and develop compassion, like that. So I think it, from my understanding, not the textual understanding, from my understanding, it could be some the compassion. But I think when you one how can I say if you reflect the sufferings of other without removing your suffering first, at the time you will face the one difficulty. You may also be suffering together with them. You may wrong, you may be overwhelmed by others' suffering. You may become the emotional. I mean, you can become emotional when you see other sufferings, and because of you, you didn't remove your suffering first. So sometimes the sufferings are very similar, very similar. For example, I have the one brother who passed away 8 years ago. So I didn't if I didn't remove that suffering at the time, I feel sad and loneliness, like that. So when I listen to other story, like my brother passed away, I feel like very emotional, and I feel very sad because I didn't remove my suffering first. So you may face this difficulty if you some compassion to other first. So this is the first question. Second question is what is the difficulty, like that?
Yeah. What are the difficulties?
So
Also, meditation or
yeah,
devotion. Yeah.
okay. The answer is the same answer, Bundy. If my difficulty is like I feel emotional. Like when they crying, I want to cry like that. I couldn't control my emotion because of I couldn't remove my suffering first. I couldn't how can I say recognize my suffering because of I'm when I my father no my brother passed away. Actually, I feel really loneliness, suffering. I sent him to the place, and he was passed away because he drowned in the water and passed away. So
that demonstrate their cognitive
yeah,
issues able to see there and that as the content present and value finally commitment ပေါ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးထောက်ခုနဲ့သွားတဲ့တရားပြီး
ဟိုဘက်ကအတန်းဝင်လာ disconnected
The lost connection.
That's connection.
Okay. Who
Yeah.
would like to answer?
Jadi.
And this Bande Sundaralankara went to answer because he is also my teacher, my senior brother, also my teacher because you know.
Actually, I don't have much. I don't have answer because
Sorry,
to,
Bani. Sorry, Bani. Sorry, Bani.
yeah,
So my answer
tonight's
is the same,
actor
Bani.
is
The same,
him.
Bani. My
It's all
son
the
answer is
connection.
the
Now
same,
come
Bani.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to ask one question.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
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 Please,
Okay.
good evening, good evening, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Wimala. You already know. Yeah, sir. You mentioned earlier, show one example, going shopping. Actually, I prefer your example. So, mm, is this your idea or is based on literature? I want to know about this.
Actually, no, not my idea. Not my idea. It's the one of the lecture, but is she not the same, very similar metaphor. One or lecturer from the one or lecturer, she explained like that, but not the same. I just only copy from that lecture.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, I I didn't understand you asked uh, many questions. I meant this question. When we feel physical physical suffering, physical pain, physical suffering, we cannot uh, avoid mental suffering. Is right, or we can organize it. We cannot face at the same time organize it. Yeah. I this question slide is yeah.
But we can avoid it. Mental suffering
Yeah.
can be avoided. Mental suffering is optional. We can avoid. For example, mental suffering is like a mental reaction. Mental reaction. If you react immediately, if you didn't pause for a while, if you didn't stop, if you don't stop for a moment and react immediately, so you will suffer.
Oh yeah.
So, like
Yeah.
you didn't accept your the reality. For example, we are getting old. We are getting
Yeah.
old. Sometimes we feeling inert. So at the time, if you don't accept and blaming yourself, why me? Why me? Like that. If you blame, if you add the any reaction, you will suffer. Just only accept the physical pain, physical suffering.
Yeah.
Do you
Thank you.
understand?
Yeah.
Okay, Bani.
Hello, Benny. Good evening. So, yeah, my name is Sundaralankara. So, I would like to know about the situation. So, just now, I am not a counselor, but in counseling, they are just trying to understand. So, what their client talking about. So at the time, but I wanted to, so I wanted to apply this in really life, not in counseling. So at the time, so when they talk about their suffering, because I like take it's mine. So, then I had to coping with myself first. So, and then to talk, uh, to, to have, dealing with their suffering. That's, I took it like, it's mine. So, and then I started to feel, I started to sorrow. So at the situation, I don't even know myself. So I just can mindful my situation, my behavior. So well, that's mine. But I am taken, but I just register and release and return. So sometimes, so like after the discussion, so I just stay remain the suffering. So how much you handle with the situation? So could you give me a piece of advice?
To be honest, this is I'm so program for me also. We as human beings, we are monk. So, but I think if you listen to other suffering is how can I say? The suffering is different from your story. At the time, you don't feel anything. You don't suffer. When the suffering is very similar to your problem, you will take it's your mind like that. So that's why today I mentioned about that. We need to register, we need to recognize our suffering past. Like Bande Siha asked the question, we have as a monastic, I face the difficulty, another difficulty as a counselor. In the AKU, first, we are monks, so we want to talk, we want to teach the other. We want to teach. Oh, we know that how this but because of this and that, like that. We want to teach them, but counseling is not teaching. Counseling is not teaching. Just only not teaching, not only teaching, but also counseling not the giving advice. We don't need to give advice. We don't need to give advice. We don't need to teach. First, the first skill we need is listening. Just listen. Oh, you're suffering. I'm here with you. You don't need, if you don't want to say anything, it's okay. Like that. I'm here with you. So just only we should be the company. We should be friends. Just only friends. We don't need to be the teacher. We don't need to be the advisor, supervisor. Just only be friends. So to answer your questions, it's also I'm so problem for me. So we just need to try and register our feeling, our suffering first. Thank you for question.
Yeah, thank you, Benny. Also, the meditation technique is really good. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Who can ask who asked the question? Okay, the last one. The last question.
So, if there anyone who want to ask, I want to ask more one question.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Okay.
Vandy.
Mm.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, Vandy, for giving the time. So, I have an experience about the body counseling in real situation, but I know also not only me, so also everyone having experience about the other suffering dealing with the compassion. So we sometimes when we hear about our suffering, other suffering, at the time we suffer also the same. When we consider, when we cultivate the compassion, karuna, we sometimes suffer ourselves the suffering which appear in our other mind, other situations. So, and this as a counselor, I did. I believe you had many experience about the counseling. So my question is, how do you remove or how do you recover yourself from other suffering? Because we suffer from other. When you hear, when someone heard about other suffering. So, for example, when I my practice I look the examination at the night, I had a compassion. Also, I suffer. So, how should we remove or how should we overcome the kinds of suffering ourselves?
Yeah, Pandy, a good question. Until now, I think when I listen to other suffering at the time, I also suffer. I could show my empty to them, but now I didn't peace any suffering, and I don't know how to remove. Just only I think I recognize my sufferings and other suffering also recognize oh this is real like that. I think I could see the suffering as they are. Oh, this suffering is real. I recognize. I think this is how I remove the suffering. I don't remember it, Pandy. But if you listen the serious program, you also suffer. Maybe I also suffer. But now I think I don't have any suffering from other. So I don't know how to remove it to answer, Pandy.
Thank you, very Sandra. I think that advice is a very good point because I think according to your advice, we should consider, we should observe ourselves, our suffering. That is the good point, and then also is also according to the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, we we have to know every situation ourselves. Thank you, very Sandra. This is my first
Yes.
time to meet with you because I already heard about your good news because you attend the
I
HSK.
saw you. I saw you in the Pali group.
Yeah, HSK my ring. So you are now you're my senior. Okay, Vanny, thank you.
Thank you, Vande.
Okay, thank you very much, the speaker and all other participants.
Pandey.
Someone said something. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me say now. Venerable Sundaralankara, thank you so much for your interesting presentation. Now we had some information from your presentation, very new technique we see tonight. We had to answer the quiz, and we had to refresh ourselves. We got the knowledge that to register our suffering, painful feeling, to where we had to register to our mindfulness. No? I'm thinking that not only painful feeling, but also present feeling we should register so that we can get more awareness. Anyhow, today we got the very new knowledge, the very new simile that you provide. I really appreciate for your talk. About other question or two, for your question, we had consideration, we had thoughtful issue. Thank you for your participation. This is our token, small present for you. Hopefully, we can see you again near future in our program. Thank you so much, Venerable Sundaralankara.
Yeah, thank you very much, our most venerable the work founder, Venerable Wisuda, and to recognize your present. So after our program, so officially we will close our program for tonight by reciting what is Sri Thai. As I introduced you earlier,
No.
you can okay.
Buddha Sasana. To do.
Yeah. I must do. Before I do, I have to remind all of the other to want to stay more time, want to make more time here. So that's why, as I told you earlier before the program. So if you want to stay here, you can stay after closing our talk show program. So officially, let's close. Let's finish our program by reciting Buddha Sasana, Siddhanta Tentu, State High. Buddha Sasana, Siddhanta Tentu, Buddha Sasana, Siddhanta Tentu, Buddha Sasana, Siddhanta Tentu, Yeah, if you have a time and also if you have an interest in